Give me that in Deuteronomy 7:6. Because our people, we fallen. We have fallen too far. Hey, what's happening, bro? What's happening?
We won't see who he is in the Bible because he thinks that the people in the Bible don't exist anymore. The race.
Oh, you don't think? Okay,
So
I'm gonna show you exactly who you are. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. So I want you to pay attention to this because our people I didn't know exactly where I came from. But I thought the white man wrote the Bible, but I'm going to show you this whole book is talking about us.
That's right.
Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So these are the words that Moses spake to the Israelites in the book of Deuteronomy. So now you know I want to go to 28, Deuteronomy 28.
This is the book of Deuteronomy,
Start
chapter
on verse
28, verse 1.
So now this is what he's saying to the Israelites. Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So hearken means if you hear, if you listen to what the Lord tells you, if you listen and you're steadily doing what he tells you to do, read.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
You got to do all the Israelites have to do all the commandments. Not just 10, we have to do all of them because the 10 is just a simple breakdown of the 600 or so. Read.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Question. If God said he's going to make somebody on high above the other nations, what does that mean? Does that mean that everyone is equal? If I put someone higher than the rest of the nations, that's not equality. So God has a certain people that's better than everybody. Now when you look at our people, who created math, science, the first artworks, all of these things, that's us. It's obvious that we were not created the same as these other nations. It's obvious. We turn our head to the back, they turn their hat to the back. We wear loose, saggy pants, they wear loose. Then we switch to skinny legs, now they wearing skinny legs. They over in China breakdancing because they know that we are the people that we're going to be higher than everybody else. But if that's the case, if we're higher than everybody, how did we get to the ghettos in the hood? You ever wonder that? Why black people down at the bottom? Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy
So
God.
now, it said in verse 1, if you do listen, you're going to be above everybody. Now, verse 15 said, if you do not hear what the Lord is saying, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Curse shall not be in the city.
So now, the Bible just said, if you, put that on down, sit down for a second. It said, if you do not listen to what the Bible said, then all these curses will be upon you. So, if you come over here, I want you to come check this out real quick. Check this out. Give me verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shall thy serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So now, if you don't keep the commandments, the Lord said he's going to send your enemies against you, and you're going to have to serve him. And let's see, to make sure who these Israelites are, because these are signs of the Israelites. What's happening? Sis, come on over 1 second. These are signs of God's people in the last days. Read.
And hunger and in thirst.
So now, let me ask you, when we want to go get some water, Aquafina, Dusani, where, is it our people who manufacture those waters? Or that Gatorade? No, it's not. So it say, and hunger. What about when we go to McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart, Winn-Dixie? Is our people, do we have enough grocery stores to feed us as a whole, as a nation?
Right.
No. Read that from the top.
Therefore shall thy serve thy enemies.
So the Israelites are gonna serve their enemies. That means it's a certain people that hate God's people. We have enemies, brother. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
It's not that the so-called Arabs or the white man or the Chinese man are smarter than us. The Lord said he's going to force us to serve our enemies. That's why we have to go to them. Because God said it. It's no way that we could be so smart and create everything, and yet we still have to go to them for everything. Read.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
And also in clothes, the clothes we wear. Your clothes probably say made in China, made in Taiwan. We don't have, we picked the cotton for years, made them rich. But we don't have our own cotton fields so we can supply clothing for our nation. Read.
And in want of all things.
So we got to go to these other people for everything. Everything. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So now, look right here. It said, read that last part again. Ye gonna put a yoke of iron on their necks. What's this? Who did that happen to? That's us. We are the children of Israel. Who else do you know that had yokes of iron put on their neck? And we're gonna eliminate even any doubt in your mind. Well, I'm gonna show you that this whole book is talking about us. Give me verse 68. So now these are the curses that was going to happen to who? The Israelites, the children of Israel, God's chosen people. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So now if you remember the Israelites in Egypt, they left Egypt and they walked. They parted the Red Sea and they walked. It said he's going to deliver you into Egypt again with ships. I'm going to show you what Egypt means, because do you know what we were doing in Egypt? We was building pyramids. They was working us hard with rigor. We was building some of the pyramids. We was the Egyptians slaves. The Hebrews were the Egyptian slaves. Let's see what Egypt means. Read.
Exodus chapter 20 verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Bondage. That means that we are restricted, chained up. The house of bondage. Slavery. Slavery. The Egypt is synonymous with slavery. So read verse 68 again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Slavery. Read.
Again with ships.
So the Bible just said the Lord is going to bring you into bondage with ships. Look at that. Who is that? Who did that happen to? Who had chains on their neck and brought over in ships? Hey, what's happening, brother? What's happening? What I'm doing right now is showing him that the whole Bible talking about us. If I was to ask you, how do Christ look? Are you familiar with how Christ looked? We're going to show you that the greatest man that ever walked on the planet looked like us. That's right. Read.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. Verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Now don't go nowhere, brother. I know you got a phone call, but don't go nowhere yet. Just hurry up and finish the phone call and come on back. So now this said this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. Because our people, we don't know. I thought Jesus Christ was a white man. This is who I thought Jesus Christ was all my life growing up in church. Read.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now let me ask you this. You can take your hat off. When you rub your hair, that's woolly hair. And you got white hair. Read that part again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Your head and his hairs were white like wool. Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Do you know what Christ's first miracle was? Yeah. I'm going to help you. He turned water into wine. So Christ, they said he was a wine bibber and a drug in the blood because he used to eat and drink and, pass the knowledge around. So his eyes will be red because he drank wine. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now brass, burnished brass. A trumpet, a brass band, that's a golden brown color. It said like fine brass, read.
As if they burned in the furnace.
So burnt brass. Burnt brass, you know what color that is? That's black. Burnished brass is black. You can Google that and look that up. So Jesus Christ don't look like this. He looked like this. Jesus Christ was a black man.
Right.
The greatest man ever walking was a black man.
That's
So
right.
now go to Matthew. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you. What you did, you don't even know that's a powerful thing that you did by taking your hat off. Because a lot of people, we come out here and ask him to do simple things, and they refuse to do it. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. Because pull us up on YouTube.
Okay.
It's right on the back of that flyer.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.